Hi, it's Sabine. I'll be doing a DVD review on a few DVDs and videos. I love this movie, The Piano. It's with Holly Hunter and Harvey Keitel and Sam Neill. And I just totally love it. And she plays the piano so beautifully. And let me tell you the story. This is Holly Hunter, and she plays Ada. And this is Harvey Keitel, and he plays Baines. This story is in New Zealand. A Jane Campion film. She is a mail-order bride coming to New Zealand. And she brings her piano with her. And what is really interesting about this film is that she's deaf. She cannot talk. A very interesting film. The Piano. Oh my God, I said it wrong. She's dumb. She cannot talk. I am so sorry about this. She can hear perfectly. She can play the piano, but she cannot talk. That's right. So she's dumb. And the way you spell that is D-U-M-B. But she's certainly not stupid. She just can't talk. The Piano. Ada's daughter is named Flora, a beautiful little girl. She plays, like I said, Ada's daughter. Her real name is Anna Paquin, and she became famous because of this movie. She won an award for Best Supporting Actress. Anna Paquin. At age 11. Anna Paquin was the second youngest person after Tatum O'Neal to win an Academy Award. And you probably know Sam Neill. He plays Alistair. He's the one that ordered the mail-order bride, and she comes to him with her daughter. And he doesn't care about her piano. He even cuts her finger off. And of course you will see what happens. She has a love affair with Harvey Keitel. That's the actor's name. He plays Baines. He lives up in a cabin out in the woods. You should see those woods. And her beautiful dancing. And she's so beautiful and cute. Talking about her father to that old lady. She doesn't really know her father, but she has her own story to tell. Beautiful. One of the most enchanting, startlingly original love stories ever filmed. Yes, one of the most critically acclaimed and highly awarded films of the year. The piano arouses erotic passions and vengeful jealousies when Ada, or Ada you may say, a young mute woman, which is Holly Hunter, the actress Holly Hunter, is desired by two men. Her husband by an arranged marriage, that is Sam Neill. And the husband's darkly intense neighbor, Harvey Keitel, Baines. She plays piano for him. And he likes her. Ada. Yeah. When Ada, a young, mute woman, is desired by two men, her husband by an arranged marriage, and the husband's darkly intense neighbor, violent emotions erupt, but only one man understands that Ada's heart can only be won through her beloved piano. Her husband didn't care about her piano, and all she loved is her piano. He tried to take it from her and gave it to Baines, so she came to him in his cabin and played it. And of course, you will see if you watch the film. A beautiful DVD. I haven't watched it in years. I think I'm excited to watch it again. Let's see. Holly Hunter won an award for Best Actress. I'm reading it here. It says in 1994, the film won 3 Academy Awards. Best Actress Holly Hunter, Best Supporting Actress Anna Paquin, and Best Original Screenplay Jane Campion. I hope I said it correctly. Anna Paquin played Flora, the little 11-year-old girl. Well, that's her real age. I'll be reading some more here from Wikipedia. It says reviews for the film were overwhelmingly positive. Roger Ebert wrote, "The piano is as particular and haunting as any film I've seen, and it is one of those rare movies that is not just about a story or some characters, but about a whole universe of feelings." Hal Hinson of the Washington Post called it an evocative, powerful, extraordinarily beautiful film. In this movie guide, Leonard Maltin gave the film 3.5 stars out of 4, calling the film haunting and unpredictable, and went on to say writer-director Campion has fashioned a highly original fable showing the tragedy and triumph erotic passion can bring to one's daily life. On the film site Rotten Tomatoes, the piano earned a 90% certified fresh rating. On Metacritic, it holds a score of 89 out of 100, indicating universal acclaim. The casting for Flora occurred after Hunter had been selected for the part. They did a series of open auditions for girls aged 9 to 13, focusing on girls who were small enough to be believable as Ada's daughter. The film, sorry about that. As Holly Hunter is relatively short at 157 centimeters, 5'2" tall, even smaller than me, and I thought I was small, 5'4". Anna Paquin ended up winning the role of Flora over 5,000 other girls. Now, how do you read that? Alastair Fox has argued that the piano was significantly influenced by Jane Mander's The Story of a New Zealand River, and so on and so on. Oh yes, she came from Scotland. Scotland, a mute Scotswoman named Ada McCraff, is sold by her father into marriage to a New Zealand frontiersman named Alistair Stewart, bringing her young daughter Flora with her. The voice that the audience hears is the opening narration. In the opening narration is not her speaking voice, but her mind's voice. Yes, and she tried to commit suicide, Ada, at the end. But you will see what happens. She tied her foot, yes, her shoe, around the piano when it sang. You need to watch it. I'm all excited about it, Ada, and then you'll see something wonderful happens. Well, I just gave it away. Ada has not spoken a word since she was 6 years old, and no one, including herself, knows why. She expresses herself through her piano playing. Now, isn't that beautiful, magnificent? Yes. And through sign language, for which her daughter has served as the interpreter. Flora later dramatically tells 2 women in New Zealand that her mother has not spoken since the death of her husband. And she hasn't spoken another word. Nobody can do it like Anna Paquin, I tell you, like Flora, who died as a result of being struck by lightning. Ada cares little for the mundane world. Is that written right? Said right, sorry about that. Occupying herself for hours every day with the piano. Flora is, it is later learned, is the product of a relationship with a teacher with whom Ada believed she could communicate through her mind, but who became frightened and stopped listening and thus left her. I really have to watch the movie again so I can tell you what she said. Struck by lightning and in the Pyrenees mountain. It was a small country church in the Pyrenees, something like where they got married. Father and mother got married in. Ada, Flora, and their belongings, including a handcrafted piano, are deposited on a New Zealand beach by a ship's crew. Interesting looking men. As there is no one there to meet them, they spend the night alone at the beach amongst their crated belongings. The following day, the husband who has bought her, Alistair, arrives with a, Maori crew, and his white friend Baines, a fellow forester and retired sailor, who has adopted many of the Maori customs, including tattooing his face. I guess that's what these people are called, Maori people, or Maori. Alistair proves to be a shy and diffident man who is jokingly called Old Dry Balls by his Maori neighbors. He tells Ada that there is no room in his small house for the piano and abandons the piano on the beach. Ada, in turn, is cold to him and is determined to be reunited with her piano. Unable to communicate with Alistair, Ada and Flora visit Baines with a note asking to be taken to the piano. He explains that he cannot read. When Flora translates her mother's wishes, he initially refuses, but the three ultimately spend the day on the beach with Ada playing music. Baines, whose wife is far away in England living a separate life, is taken by the transformation in Ada when she plays her piano. Baines soon suggests that Alistair trade the instrument to him for some land. Alistair consents and agrees to his further request to receive lessons from Ada, oblivious to his attraction to her. So, I had forgotten that Baines wanted piano lessons, and so she came to him. I think I'm giving the entire movie away. I never thought I would make it such a long video. As I told you before, Alistair, I don't know if you say Alistair or Alistair, did not care about Ada's piano. He even traded it for some land. Can you believe it? Ada is enraged when she learns that Alistair has traded away her precious piano without consulting her, and complains that she does not want a man with filthy hands and no ability to read touching her piano. Alistair shouts the finality of his decision and demands that she fulfill the contract of providing lessons. On the day she arrives at his hut, she attempts to make an excuse that she can't play the piano because it is out of tune. She is stunned to find that Baines has had the piano put into perfect tune. She begins by asking him to play anything he knows, but he asks to simply listen rather than learn to play himself. It becomes clear that he procured the piano not for his own interest in music, but because he likes who Ada becomes when she plays. During one session, Baines proposes that Ada can earn her piano back at a rate of 1 piano key per lesson, provided that he can observe her and do things he likes. And do things he likes while she plays. She's not anxious to accept the deal, but cannot turn down the opportunity to regain her piano. She agrees, but negotiates for a number of lessons equal to the number of black keys only. So Baines got the piano, and Alistair got some land. That was more important to him. He didn't even care about Ada. He didn't even love Ada. Or maybe in his own way, but he just didn't understand. Excuse my reading, I have not read it before. And I'm filming right away. And check it out on Wikipedia. That's all I'm doing. I'm just reading from Wikipedia. Oh, this is the US theatrical release poster. Sorry about my English at times. Silly me. Let me show you. Well, Ada and her husband, Alistair, or Alistair have had no sexual, nor even mildly affectionate interaction, the lessons with Baines become a slow seduction for her affection. Baines requests gradually increased intimacy in exchange for greater number of keys. Ada reluctantly accepts, but does not give herself to him the way he desires, realizing that she only does what she has to in order to regain the piano, and that she has no romantic feelings for him. Baines gives up and simply returns the piano to Ada, saying that their arrangement is making you a whore and me wretched, and that what he really wants is for her to actually care for him. Despite Ada having her piano back, she ultimately finds herself missing Baines, watching her as she plays. She returns to him one afternoon, where they submit to their desire for one another. Alistair, having become suspicious of their relationship, hears them making love as he walks by Baines' house, and then watches them through a crack in the wall. Outraged, he follows her the next day and confronts her in the forest, where he attempts to force himself on her despite her intense resistance. Then he boards up his home with Ada inside, so she won't be able to visit Baines while Alistair is working on his timberland. After this, Ada realizes she must show affection with Alistair if she is ever to be released from her home prison, though her caresses only serve to frustrate him more, because when he tries to touch her, she pulls away. Eventually resolving to trust her, he removes the barriers from the house and exacts a promise from Ada that she won't see Baines. Soon afterwards, Ada sends her daughter with a package for Baines, containing a single piano key with an inscribed love declaration reading, "Dear George, you have my heart, Ada McGrath." Flora does not want to deliver the package and brings the piano key instead to Alistair. To Alistair! Oh my God, sorry about the reading. After reading the love note burned onto the piano key, Alistair furiously returns home with an axe and cuts off Ada's index finger to deprive her of the ability to play the piano. Now I know I'm way too hyper and too excited about this. I'm way too fast and probably don't read it quite right. But you know, that's how I am today. Every time different. He, Alistair, then sends Flora, who witnessed this, to Baines with the severed finger, wrapped in cloth with a message that if Baines ever attempts to see Ada again, he will chop off more fingers. Later that night, while touching Ada in her sleep, Alistair hears what he believes to be Ada's voice inside of his head, asking him to let Baines take her away. Deeply shaken, he goes to Baines' house and asks if he has ever spoken words to him. Baines assures him she has not. Ultimately, it's assumed that he decides to send Ada and Flora away with pains and dissolve their marriage once she has recovered from her injuries. They depart from the same beach on which they first landed in New Zealand. While being rowed to the ship with her baggage and Ada's piano tied onto the Maori longboat, Ada asks Baines to throw the piano overboard. As it sinks, she deliberately tangles her foot in the rope, trailing after it. She's pulled overboard, but deep underwater changes her mind and kicks free and is pulled to safety. In an epilogue, Ada describes her new life with Baines and Flora in Nelson, where she has started to give piano lessons in her new home. And her severed finger has been replaced with a silver finger made by Baines. Ada says that she imagines her piano in its grave in the sea, and herself suspended above it, which lulls me to sleep. Ada has also started to take speech lessons in order to learn how to speak again. I love it at the end of the film when he kisses her, puts the glove out of her face and kisses her. I love that scene, one of the most. And of course, Flora talking about her father. The story closes with the Thomas Hood quotation from his poem, "Silence, silence, silence, silence," which also opened the film. There's a silence where have been no sound. I like to watch that part again and hear it again, how they said it, how she said it. There's a silence where no sound may be, in the cold grave under the deep, deep sea. Well, there it is. I like it the way she said it. So, here it says Anna Paquin as Flora McGrath, Carrie Walker as Aunt Morag, and this name I can't read, Genevieve Lemon as Nessie, Tungia Baker as Hera, Ian Mooney as Reverend, Peter Dennett as Head Seaman, Cliff Curtis as Mana, George Boyle as Ada's father. I'm glad that Ada didn't die and she decided to fight for her life under the sea. Yes, she did not drown, thank God, that she changed her mind. And that's the way it should be. I hope you enjoyed my little movie review. Actually, I forgot to read these first 3 names from the cast. Holly Hunter as Ada McGrath, Harvey Keitel as George Baines, and Sam Neill as Alistair Stewart. Or Alistair, I don't know. Yeah, bye my friends. I hope you all enjoyed it, my friends. I love you. Bye.